So a while back I used to say that I was cutting down on Payday 2 content, and for a while I wanted to stop completely. This was mainly because the content that Overkill had been releasing hasn't really been up to my standards, and I didn't really want to talk about it because I, to be honest, wasn't very interested. Like the Accuser pack and the Gauge Chivalry pack, they're okay, but they're nothing to write home about. However, Overkill have finally released something that they promised a while ago, which is the FBI files and the new enemy, Captain Winter. And I'm going to be honest, I actually like this update. Not 100%, which we're going to go into why, but I feel like I should really talk about this because it's actually quite interesting for what they've done. First off, we'll talk about the FBI files. And have you noticed anything yet? Yeah, this is basically just a copy and paste of Payday 2 stats with a bit of gloss over it, if that makes sense at all. When I say gloss, I basically mean that you've got a whole desktop which you can rearrange and mess around in, but at the end of the day it's still just, oh, you can use the feature which was in Hoxha to look at a player's profile and Payday 2 stats or the new FBI system and see what they're carrying and what their skills are. In a way, this is a good thing to finally have featured into the game, but it's not in the game. It's actually via a website that Overkill have made. It would be better if the FBI files were actually like a physical document you'd just get thrown on the screen to look at the player's profile. It wouldn't have to be fancy, but it's just, I don't see why we have to go out of the game to have a look at someone's profile to see what skills they're using. However, reading the emails about the date and time issue on the computer is quite amusing, and it's funny to read every day. Moving on from there, we actually had a bonus added into this update, which was the inventory system, and this is something I agree with Extra on. If you haven't seen the video, I'll leave a link in the description below, but his video basically summarises what's good about the inventory update, and it's been needed for a while. The new inventory features little things like how it's laid out, so it looks a bit more different, so you can see what you're actually carrying instead of trying to find where it says equipped in the inventory menu. You actually see your character on the inventory screen and you can move them up and down and zoom in or out, which is quite fun. It's just a little thing. And also, you can also use the scroll wheel and it will change the weapons or mask or item, whatever you're doing. Given showed me this, so thanks to him for that. And then I also found out from Reddit, if you click the icons for the mods, it goes to that mod page. This is just little programming things that just make the game a little bit more special, and I love it when Overkill do this. It's the small things that make a big difference, if that makes sense. And also, the one issue with this is you can choose a character from this inventory menu, and while that's a good thing, in multiplayer when you're in a lobby you can't, so it just makes me feel like what was the point of having that there. Also, the skills and perks that have moved, just a heads up for anybody who didn't notice, but they're actually on the inventory page as well. Right, now you're probably thinking, besides the fact of, oh Ben, you said you weren't going to do any more Payday 2 content, well blah blah blah, there was a reason behind this and such, you might also be saying, well this is just little things which are pretty crap. What about the new enemy, Captain Winters? Well, the way I would describe it is, they were not kidding with the words shipbricks on the Crime Fest website. I was playing Hostel and Breakout the other day and I just heard him talk. You just randomly hear him speak. And I was thinking with my friend Sinister Pixel at the time, what the fuck was that? That sounded epic, and this guy just sounds really intimidating. Where is he? Then I went around the corner and you just see just a group of shields having like a little fun fair, just sitting there, and it's just, it makes the old shields obsolete in a way, but oh my god, these are just fucking amazing at the same time. They're annoying, but they're cool. And they add a really neat feature which my friend Sinister Pixel came up with a while ago, which was the assault waves will lock while he's around, and the damage of the enemies and the amount of damage they take has been modified depending on their morale. So you know how you normally just pop heads with a pistol? Well, with Captain Winter's about, that's not really going to be the case anymore. You have to stop what you're doing and focus on taking him out, just so you can carry on the mission without having major issues. Now with the gameplay you're probably seeing, I tried to be stupid and avoid him, and then we also managed to glitch him into a certain place while tasing him repeatedly to find out Captain Winters cannot die. I don't know if this is just me being shit or the amount of health he's got, but he's just like a tank, just waiting there, just to annoy you. He's like the SWAT turret, but better, and it's not ridiculous. I mean, well, in one way there's like 30 shields there with little hats on, in a way, and it does seem ridiculous, but it's fun compared to the SWAT turret. The SWAT turret just appears randomly in heists and you're just like, oh for fuck's sake. If you dodge, whoop-de-doo, I don't care. If you're an armor person, well then have fun with that. But with Captain Winter, when you hear him speak, you're just like, oh god, we've just got to stop what we're doing and focus on him. It's like the tank in Left 4 Dead or the Streak in Killing Floor 2. Drop what you're doing, focus on him. Once you killed him, then go back to what you're doing. It's a really fun little strategy, and it works, and the character himself is just amazing. Now, you're probably thinking now, that's like crackable. Like, is this a review? Like, you're not giving the proper facts and stuff. Well, I'm not gonna review it because I'm not James Black. He does this stuff like 10 times better than me. Just leave it with him. He will give you a video in a couple of weeks and it will just be amazing. I just wanted to talk about it because I actually really enjoyed this update, and for once I'm happy to say thanks for it to be actual free content, Overkill. You have not let me down this time. The Gate Chivalry pack was just, in my opinion, just terrible. A terrible move, especially after the Killing Floor 2 update, but this update was good. Do more stuff like this, change the game. For God's sake, rebalance the guns. The new DLC makes the old weapons crap, just rebalance them. James has mentioned this so much, and you just don't listen. Just change the guns, give the AM car like a new version where it's good like the Shimano, and people would be happy. Don't just give us new weapons and be like, oh yeah, this is like the new best way to kill something. Rebalance the stuff you have and everybody would be happy. That's all you need to do. If Overkill just focus on heists and rebalancing the current weapons while adding new ones with the heists, I think this game could be better again. I would love to see this game develop into something decent again. It's still there in a way. I don't agree with how Overkill's doing certain things at the moment, but that's just me. You guys might like it, fair enough. I'm not gonna get into a massive debate about this because this is not the place. But anyway, I just wanted to say one final thing about this content update. It's great, but it did take a year. Like a whole year had gone past, pretty much, when we had the announcement of the new enemy in the FBI file. They just disappeared, and we have not heard anything since. We were not given any information into what's going on with this new character or the FBI files. They just left us in the dark. This is something that Tripwire is doing really well with. Every Friday they would announce what's going on in the game and what you can see, basically. If Overkill start doing stuff like that and giving us detail into what they're planning next, if they don't want to do it with DLC, fair enough, but if it's something they've promised already and announced, we need to know. Because if you keep us in the gap for about a year, people are going to start getting suspicious. Like safe house customization, you've given it a date, but we still have no idea how you're going to do this stuff. You could be doing what Metal Gear Solid did and bring microtransactions into it. I hope you don't, because that's just going to backfire immediately and people are going to be pissed. Anyway, I don't want to end this on too much of a bad note, but a summary of this video is, it was great. Shouldn't have taken this long, but it was great. I've been Sir Crackerbob, and thanks for watching.